Sponsored by Southwest Pools and Spas.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for KLST News at 10 tonight. I'm Carolyn McEnroe. We're in the Crown Royal Room in the Coliseum with rodeo announcer Boyd Polhamus. Nice to see you.
Hi,
Four-time rodeo announcer of the year.
My mom counts those. Anyway.
Well, lots of moms do. Lots of moms are glad to see you tonight.
Well, it's without question, this is home. You know, I love it here. I can't come here without looking for real estate because I could live here. And it's largely because of I've learned over my 26 years here the people, and they're just salt of the earth, hardworking. You know, they're just my people. You know, and I really love it here.
Well, we love having you here. It's also fun to hear what's going on. Put tonight's rodeo in perspective for us compared to the whole run.
Sudden death. I mean, you had to show up and put an A game on because throughout the previous 11 performances of the rodeo, all these bars had been set. From the 2.9 we saw from Jesse Brown and the steer wrestling the night before.
Last night.
So just I mean, impressive performances. And so if you were going to make it to tomorrow night, our championship night of the rodeo, you had to be equally as impressive. And what was cool is we saw it in every event. Somebody in every event was able to punch their ticket to tomorrow night.
You know, it was nice to see. I call them the second generations of Wrights because they're the sons, the sons of Cody Wright, who's been to this rodeo many times. But of the three, Ryder and Stetson did well tonight.
Yeah, Stetson, he's the gem in the Nile. You know, look, Cody, just to put it in perspective, the first year we had the cinch shootout here, Cody won it on a horse that had only been ridden one time in his entire life by Cody Wright that same year in Ogden, Utah. Wow. So when I had him in the arena and he was picking his horse, he picked this horse called Justin Sock Dancer. And I said, Cody, the only guy that's ever ridden this horse is you. How did you do it? And he said, barely. You know, now I sit there and I watch Rusty, Ryder, Stetson, and Statler, his four oldest sons. He's got a daughter named Lily that I promise you could probably spur one too. Because, I mean, if you're right, how could you not ride a bucking horse? But, yeah, to have those three brothers here, it was pretty impressive.
Tell us about what's going on with you. You're always a stalwart of the Houston Rodeo every year. You say you've been on the road how many days now?
It'll be 54 before I get home. So it's a long run. But without question, these are two of my favorite rodeos to be at for different reasons. Houston is mammoth. I work it with three other announcers, and I'm not horseback. I'm in a booth, a broadcast booth, and we basically call it like a football game. Here, it's a much more intimate setting where the fans are on top of you, and you can see them, and they can see you. Small arena. So they're totally different venues, totally different types of productions. The rodeo competition, obviously, is outstanding at both.
And we'll see that tomorrow. That's the last thing I was going to ask you. You're going to start work right away looking at the matchups between the animals.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that information right now. The judges and the secretary are drawing the livestock that was set aside for tomorrow night. They're matching it up with the contestants. When I leave you, I go back and I start looking at who got what, and then start looking if they've ever had them before.
All right. It'll be a big, wonderful short go final round for the rodeo tomorrow.
Yes,
Boy, it's always nice to see you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you.
We're going to be back in just a few minutes with some highlights of tonight's action.
This rodeo update is sponsored by Twin Mountain Fence.